No surprise that the Indiana Fever looked best tonight when Caitlin Clark was surrounded by players that don't have an ego. Surrounded by players that said, I'm going to be MVP of the WNBA this year. You see how easy it is when you just let Caitlin play ball and others follow.
Finally, after months of doubt and endless criticism, Caitlin Clark reminded everyone exactly why she's that girl. The Indiana Fever didn't just beat the Atlanta Dream last night. They demolished them 99-82, shutting up anyone who ever questioned if this team or this player was somehow better off without its superstar.
Final 99-82. Right here, 29 points in the third quarter, 30 points in the fourth quarter. That might be the best second half of the season, the best fourth quarter of the season. Look at these bench points. 29 bench points tonight. And they withstood an absolute barrage by Jordan Canada, who had 26 points in the first.
Haters claimed the Fever were better without Clark, that she was too ball dominant, that the team had more options when she sat. So where are they now? Friday night shattered that entire narrative. Clark showed she doesn't need to fill up the scoreboard to completely control the game.
An inconsistent ride for Indiana, and for Clark as well, who's had to fight through a lot of injuries. But I think the encouraging thing from Cece was the fight that she showed on the floor. Clearly, she's not quite at 100%, still working her way back, hasn't found her three ball yet, but what she did was attack. She used the physicality against the defenders by putting her head down and going to the basket. That opened things up for her playmaking, which of course is another genius aspect of her game. Once that started clicking,
let's get to what really happened. Sophie Cunningham came off the bench on a mission, putting up 16 points and 10 rebounds in a masterclass performance. But here's the best part. She wasn't thriving in spite of Clark. She was thriving because of Clark. Their chemistry was electric, clear on every possession.
Cunningham, folks, this might have been the best Sophie Cunningham game she's played so far for the Indiana Fever. When she hit those nail-in-the-coffin threes against the Minnesota Lynx, we were already up in that game. Yes, nail-in-the-coffin, awesome. But we were down in the third quarter. We were down 52-47 in the third quarter. And we came back and won. And that started with Sophie Cunningham.
The haters spent weeks claiming the Fever were better off without Caitlin Clark. ESPN's Carolyn Peck even went on air to say Indiana was more dangerous when Clark didn't play. Can you believe that? The audacity. They tried to sell us on the idea that the best rookie in WNBA history, the one who shattered attendance records and single-handedly revived the league's relevance, was somehow holding her team back. But Friday night, that was revenge served ice cold.
I say that they need Caitlin Clark. I mean, come on, guys. See, this is why you don't listen to ESPN. Idiots like Carolyn Peck said they are more dangerous without Caitlin Clark. It's such the... She should be indicted and go to jail for that comment. That's one of the dumb...
Clark finished with 12 points and 9 assists, but the box score doesn't tell the whole story. Despite shooting just 5 of 17 and struggling from 3, she controlled every possession. She was the orchestrator, the leader, elevating everyone around her. And when the Fever needed it most, down 3 in the third, it was Clark's vision and poise that turned a close game into a blow.
So, the big way they were able to neutralize Caitlin Clark, and I think it was almost an issue with Stephanie White as much as anything, is they were manhandling her. They were manhandling Caitlin Clark early in that game. Like, they had 2 hands on her. They were fully getting into the we are grabbing her and we don't really care. Like, that was their goal. Their goal was they were out there to maul Caitlin Clark. They had they had absolutely no intention of doing anything.
If you're enjoying this, please subscribe. You want to know what made this game so beautiful? Sophie Cunningham coming off the bench like a woman on a mission. She absolutely torched the Atlanta Dream, hitting 4 or 5 from 3 and knocking down every big shot. Her season-high 16 points were no accident. They came from the space and looks created by Clark's gravity. When defenders are scrambling to guard Clark 30 feet from the hoop, chasing her through screens and trying to stop her drives, that's when players like Cunningham get defeat.
Let's go right here. Sophie Cunningham, let's check it out. And she's got the long 3 way down, boom. Way down, boom. So real nice, all-around performance. Second half was great ball tonight. No doubt about it. But Stephanie White let the team cook.
But here's what really made this special. Chemistry between Clark and Cunningham. You could see it on every possession. Whenever Clark drove and kicked, Cunningham was there, ready to fire. Whenever the dream collapsed on Clark, she found Sophie for wide-open shots. That's what happens when you pair elite basketball IQ with teammates who know how to play off each other. The best part about Cunningham is she gets it. She knows her role and understands that when Caitlin Clark is on the floor, the entire game changes. As Sophie put it herself, when Clark plays, we play a different style of basketball. That's not criticism. That's basketball intelligence. It's knowing how to maximize your team's strengths.
Hey, you know what? It's about dang time, let me tell you that. I have my... Shoot, it's been a second. I just think for the team, you know, we've had a lot of injuries. We've had a lot of movement. When C's playing, it's a whole different team. And when she's back, you know, we got to catch our rhythm. She's a heck of a player, but we got to find ways to get her involved but keep people hot. But, you know, for me, it finally felt good. It felt good. Like I said, my family's here. My sisters, my best friends. And so it just felt good to have my family here. So
The third quarter changed everything. Down 63-60 with 3:38 left, the Fever locked up Atlanta, holding them without a field goal the rest of the quarter. They closed on a 4-0 run, then opened the fourth with an 11-2 burst to go up 80-67. From there, it was all Fever. This wasn't just one player shining, it was Clark's leadership elevating everyone. Kelsey Mitchell had 25, Aaliyah Boston added 19 and 8 assists, and suddenly the Fever looked like the team fans were promised. They scored 59 in the second half, their best half this season and tied for their highest in 7 years. That's what happens when you have a player who draws defenders, creates shots for teammates, and lifts the whole team even on an off-shooting night.
We started playing an up-tempo type style that forced the Atlanta Dream to react to what we were doing. Instead of us trying to counterpunch, Atlanta Dream, they found themselves against the ropes. And there we were, Kelsey Mitchell in the third quarter, slugging away. Sophie Cunningham in the third quarter, slugging away. AB in the fourth quarter.
And speaking of players who vanished, where was Brittany Griner? The staying Griner, who's been outspoken about certain players getting too much attention, was silent when it mattered most. She finished with just 10 points at 8 boards, shooting 4 of 11 and looking frustrated all night, especially against Aaliyah Boston. For someone billed as a dominant force and so quick to question others' spotlight, she didn't do much to earn any of her own. This is the same Griner who was hyping things up before the game on social media, only to get outplayed by a Fever team supposedly struggling. She's averaging career lows across the board. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 1.2 blocks. Friday night showed exactly why.
This game, in the second half, we didn't take our foot off the gas. We put our foot on the throat of the Atlanta Dream. We didn't tell Caitlin Clark, whoa there, lassie. No, we said, Caitlin Clark, roam free. Fly like a butterfly. Flap your wings. Spread your wings. And watch the team.
On the team. Now, they show that they're a quality basketball team without Caitlin Clark, but they're not a championship team without Caitlin Clark. They proved that, okay? So with that said, they need Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark sets her teammates for success, sets better plays, better passing. I guarantee you Caitlin Clark played that game, they would have won. I mean, come on, the matchup would have been